Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. I hope everyone had a great weekend. So, going into this episode, yep, let's talk about Gladys for a minute. Let's talk about Gladys for a minute because I remember a couple weeks ago, and I was reading through the comment sections, and I was reading a couple of people's comments talking about Gladys and stuff. How and not just my comment section, but I went in like Brock TVs and DC sanctuaries and just the general hospital clips and stuff like that, talking about Gladys and her quote unquote redemption arc. Because after her getting shot and her son almost dying, people are just like, oh, now she's gonna change things around and she's gonna be she's gonna start to become a better person and not as selfish. And I kind of just stood there and looked at those comments like, I am so not gonna touch that. I'm just not gonna do it. There was a couple people that really thought that she was gonna change her wicked ways, and man. In this episode, it's like Gladys. It's like my expectations for Gladys just sinks even lower, and I'm impressed. I'm genuinely impressed by this woman because now she is trying to push the buttons of a pregnant woman. Yeah, because you thought that selling your son down the river, selling your soul. Remember when Cyrus is sitting there talking about all the bad things about um, Gladys and how she practically would sell her soul or sell herself to the highest bidder? He was sitting there saying that to Brando. You know what? During that whole conversation, Brando was not even sitting there saying, but she's, yeah, you can't do it, can you? You can't do it. So, yep. You thought that, I still think that selling out your own son, selling out your own son is just among the worst things. Not the worst, but among the worst things you could sit there and do. Also, you know, what was his name? Dev? Selling out Dev. A teenage kid that wanted to get away from a very violent situation. Selling him down the river. But now she's going after pregnant chicks. Because that's the thing. She's going after pregnant women. Okay? The minute that, she sees Brando and Sasha talking, she's like, oh, what are y'all talking about? Talking about how you used to be? No, no, no. I want to hear it too. Tell me. I want to know. I'm sitting there looking at this one like, yo, this chick is, alright. So they start going back and forth and stuff like that. And, Sasha's like, who says you're going to be here, whatever. Because she's like, yo, I'm tired of your crap. But Sasha's not an idiot. Okay? Sasha is not an idiot. And what I mean by that is that somewhere along the line, she recognized that all those little comments and stuff like that she was trying to do to goat her, to goat a pregnant woman. Sasha was like, okay, cool, I'm going to play along with that. So when Brando left to go do something for Gladys, Sasha started playing along. Sasha, because Gladys was like, well, what are you really here to do? And then Sasha was like, oh, well, I'm trying to sit there and get him for all he's worth for me. And I figured if I can't get Mike on the Corinthos family, he's the next best thing. And she's all like, oh, you little this, that, and the third. And she starts laughing like, oh, yeah, I see exactly what you're trying to do. So they start going back at each other a little bit more. And then, because Gladys actually tried to try to throw in her face about her sobriety, about her, her drug habit and stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So you're gonna throw sobriety in a pregnant woman's face. Lady, you are. I feel like every week with this woman, she's gonna find ways to just blow my expectations. And I mean in the exact wrong direction. She is just gonna just go lower and lower and lower. Um, but then she sits there and she tries to poison Brando. She's all like, "Oh well, she's not even gonna let you see your child, this, that, and the third." And I'm just like, wow, my goodness, you are really a POS of a person. I don't even know what her motives are. Okay, I don't know what her motives are. I mean, if her motives are to just make sure that she's not close to Brando, and so she can have Brando alter herself, gross and weird. Like, what? Okay, so now that's out the way because that was. Let's talk about Nicholas for a minute. So Nicholas is not there, hitting the bag or whatever because he's all upset about Ava leaving. Lucy says something and then she walks off. I was like, why are you even in this scene? But okay, sure. Because he's all mad that Ava left and, he's upset and he doesn't, he's like just being a selfish POS. So he goes to the Metro Court. Now, Ava already filed for divorce. She wants to make this public. She wants the stalker to know that, the stalker won and whatever. And that's that. He runs into Ava. And, Ava's like, I don't want to do this. And, Nicholas like, well, I'm going to sit there and keep fighting for you. And yada, yada, yada. I'm like, bro, are you retarded? What's wrong with this guy? You can't. I'm like, you can't be this stupid. So it's not so much that he's stupid. He's just self-centered. He's just literally self-centered. I mean, hell. Afterwards, he's sitting there talking to his mother, and his mother's like, yo, listen, she's not doing this because she wants to. She's doing it because she has to. I mean, his own mother has to sit there and try to explain to him of why she's doing what she's doing. And he's like, yeah, he's doing, she's doing it for this and that and to play the game. And I'm like, bro, you act like you don't understand this. I mean, she just literally had like a good 45-minute conversation. Now you gotta go to your mother for what, the cliff notes? I don't... Okay. Alright, bro. I just... man. I did not get to see Brock TV's take on it. If anyone knows what his take on it about the whole Nicholas thing, please tell me, because I can't be the only person that's looking at him like, bro, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I can't with him. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, Ava. What the hell was Ava? Oh yeah, Ava was sitting there catching up to Nina. And what I love about this whole like little get together thing is that Ava and Nina are hanging out, they're catching up and everything like that. And Nina is like, oh, they're hugging and everything like they're best buddies. I'm like, Nina, you do realize that you are keeping Avery away from her father. Do you honestly think that Ava's going to be happy about that? I mean, Ava has no love for Sonny, but she knows how important it is to, have her daughter have a relationship with her father. And you're sitting there looking her straight in the face and slowly kind of stabbing her in the back in the form of keeping Sonny away from Avery. So I felt this whole conversation, them catching up and all this other good stuff, just, well, laughable. Just laughable. When they done catching up, Maxie talks to Nina. Now this is really great because you got Maxie sitting there talking about her daughter and how she's missing her and blah 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 blah. Just lying straight to Nina's face, and Nina is just in a lot of ways lying to her face. So you have two people that's catching up, but they're not really telling each other everything. And to me, I find it to be pretty laughable. I really do. And they don't really talk about anything important. It's just, Nina, Maxie talking about missing her daughter, Peter, this, that, and the third. Maxie was there talking to Laura, and Maxie was there saying, I wanted a good life, and yet I let a monster into my life. And Laura was like, well, you didn't know, you trusted your heart, and yada, yada, yada. I was like, Laura, don't do this. do not give this woman a pass. Okay? Do not give this woman a pass. Because I don't really understand how anyone can actually give her a pass. Seeing how everyone who was close to her knew what kind of person that Peter might be, knew at the very least that he was no good. And what did Maxie call them? Oh yeah, haters. So, no, Laura, do not sit there. I understand because her baby is quote unquote missing. Let's just give her a bit of a pass. Whatever, fine, placate her, sure. But come on, let's not do this. Let's not do this. By the way, I did not sit there and watch the Emmys. I read some stuff online. Apparently, Bo and the Beautiful's Steffi, I think that's her name. If anyone watched that show, Steffi won an award for like leading actress. She won an award. Now, I watched a little bit of that show, and if they think that that is acting, I want somebody to cast me in a soap opera. Okay, I want somebody to cast me in a soap opera because literally anything is just flying. Anyway, I kind of had to get that off my chest. I still can't believe they actually gave me a copyright strike for talking. Anyway, what we got? We got Austin doing a search with Valentine and Nina. I mean Valentine and Anna. We're just gonna be honest, didn't go anywhere. They didn't suspect him, but he left and he went to go see Scott. Now, little funny inside joke when he left, and it was like there's something that's so familiar about him. Yeah, he's the same damn actor, and for some odd reason, they thought it was a good idea to just recast him as a different person, and just, I guess we're just supposed to pretend that, you know what? I mean, listen, I feel like I'm cherry picking a lot of it. I mean, if we're gonna be honest, how many times do they sit there and recast Michael Easton's character? I mean, he was John McBain. He was some other guy, Kiki's father, and then he was Hamilton Finn. And before that, he was Caleb. So I know I'm cherry picking. I know I am. But the fact that she said that little inside joke, oh, he seems so familiar. It's like, yeah, he seems real familiar. That's a good one. That's so funny. You got any other ones? No? You sure? Okay. But then they just spend their time trying to figure out where, the baby is at, and I'm not gonna lie, it didn't really go anywhere, and I mean, it's cool seeing that friendship and maybe developing into something more, but other than that, I'm gonna be honest, it didn't really go anywhere. But Austin went to go see Scott. And at first, Scott sort of had that same, like, oh, you seem so familiar, whatever. Austin's not there asking questions about the families in Port Charles, specifically Jason. We don't hear whatever his plan is, but Scott seems like he's really interested. Hell, he sits there and tells him to call him Scotty. So whatever his plan with Austin is, seems like it's going to be something interesting. I mean, there was one other couple episodes back, maybe. Austin was sitting there looking at a picture of Port Charles and the Quartermains or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe he's like a third, like, relative. I mean, what was it gonna be? Susan Moore had a third child now. She had triplets. We're doing that. We're doing that. Okay, we're doing that again. I don't know what they're doing, but I guess it's either be really interesting or really stupid or a bit of both. Oh, now here's something that was a little kind of weird that I didn't really understand. So, Sasha was sitting there worried about telling Nina that she was pregnant. Saying that something was going to be, it might turn out to be bad and she didn't want to keep any secrets because, they have a fragile relationship. And I'm just like, why does that matter? I mean, seriously, you don't work for her. You work for Maxie. Wouldn't you be more worried about telling Maxie that you're pregnant than telling Nina that you're I'm not going to lie. That just, made zero sense. And when they had their whole meeting, Maxie was there. Well, Lucy was meant to trying to get Maxie to leave for some odd reason. I didn't really understand why. But she didn't leave in time, and then Sasha walks in, and she's all, pregnant, and, Maxie has this look of I don't know, she looks like she's angry or something. I don't know. Well, maybe I guess I can understand why to some extent. But Nina just has that shocked look on her face, like she's surprised or whatever. And I'm just like, what kind of opinion are you gonna have about it? Like, why does your opinion matter if she's pregnant or not? I don't really understand. At the very least, I mean, she helped her out during her whole drug problem, but besides that, they haven't really been sitting there trying to bond any time together. So, like, why does it matter? Why does it matter? You know what? Maybe somebody could sit there and tell me in the comment section, because I'm just like, I keep sitting there saying in my head, make it make sense. Make it make sense. You're not making any sense. Oh, and lastly, Brick was there to sit there and help out Jason and Carly. Throughout this meeting, Jason realized that he can't be the enforcer all the time. Sometimes, but not all the time. Like when he's pretty much, the boss or whatever, he can't sit there and be getting his hands dirty. So he had Brick take some people, whatever, and, discourage the Novaks from making any more attacks. Now, Jason's original plan was no peace. Make it expensive for them to sit there and try to take over their territory. Keep blowing up the shipments, keep just escalating the violence or whatever. Force them back and make them realize that it's just going to cost more money to sit there and try to take over a territory than it's really worth. So that was Jason's plan. Now when Ava came over, Ava said something about marriage. And it got Curly and Jason thinking about marriage, and they're going to strengthen it, because here's the thing. Brick was like, somebody has to push somebody out. And if they don't, they're going to sit there and keep coming. Because Jason's plan, at the very least, was a quote-unquote temporary solution. Now, I don't really understand why Carly can't just sit there and say, hey, listen, I don't want to be a part of the business anymore. I'm going to leave it to him. I mean, seriously, they've been close so long. They really expect Jason sit there and put 2 bullets in their head? Like, what is the plan? But yeah, so that's the plan. They're going to get married, because they're going to get married for the business, and they're going to get married for the business because apparently that just makes sense. And when I heard it, because I was sitting there reading the comment section, when I heard it from some people, it was like, I'm not gonna lie, when I was sitting there reading, I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Of course they are. Of course they are. They're gonna sit there and get married for the business, and it's gonna turn into something else, and it's just like, oh, remember that whole Britt and Jason romance thing that's just not gonna happen apparently? Because people wanted that. Sometimes I feel like with the writers, it's like when the fans want something, the writer's just like, oh, so they want that? Yeah, let's just do the opposite of what they want. Yeah, we're just gonna totally scrap that. Hey, remember that whole Jason and Sam thing? Yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna stop it. And we're not gonna do it in a slowly over time thing. We're just gonna put a brakes on it. Oh, okay. So fans are really wanting this whole Brit and Jason thing. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're gonna have Jason marry Carly, and then we're gonna turn into a romance. Oh, also we're gonna keep the whole Sunny side story thing going along because, Maurice wants it, and so we're just gonna give it to him. Fan service. Sometimes I feel like they just don't believe in that. Days has his whole problems with Jake instead of Stefan, because the fans wanted Stefan and they gave him Jake. So I just, at this point, I feel just, oh my goodness. Oh, I think that's pretty much the end of the review. If I missed anything, write down in the comment section below. Just to let people know, if you don't know, Maurice Bernard, well, besides the fact that he won an award, that's cool. He's doubling down on his quote-unquote vanity project because he wants it, and clearly he does not give a damn if anyone else wants it or not because this is what he wants. Listen, I know some people really love Sunny. They really love Maurice Bernard. Some people can't stand him. I like Maurice Bernard. I love Sunny. Sunny and Jason, they're two of my favorite characters. They're literally even. Um, I mean, it's a decision that he did. I understand the shake up. I'm not gonna sit there and lie and say that there's no parts about this Nixon Four story that I don't like. I do like some of it. You know, I do like to sit there and have Sonny explore all these different options. I mean, these different stories where he's not in power. He doesn't have the muscle to sit there and back him up. He has to do a lot of stuff himself. I do like that. But at the end of the day, like everyone else, I want Sonny back. And, you know, I get that he wants to do something different so this way he doesn't get bored and want to just, leave. I respect that. But this story has went on for far too long. And for him to sit there and start doubling down on this, it's like something saying, yeah, I know what the fans want, but I just want to do the exact opposite because it's what I want. I want that. And it's like, okay, cool. I mean, that's like if, people who watch my soap opera reviews, I'm just like, you know what? I know there's a lot of people that actually like my bubblegum videos, and I figured, you know what? Let me start blowing some bubbles while I do my soap opera review. And then the people that watch my review, it's like, oh, well, I don't really tune in for that. I just want to do it for, talking about the reviews and stuff like that. And I'm just going to say, yeah, that's cool, but, this is really what I want to do. And so that's how I kind of feel. And I don't know if I feel like that makes sense with the whole Maurice Bernard thing, but I'm not actually doing the bubbles with the, like, soap opera thing. But I'm just saying, like, if I decide to do that, knowing that the people that watch my reviews don't want to see it, and I do it anyway, it's like, dude, what are you doing? You know? Anyway, you know, I was going to sit there and say that this is probably the last time I'm probably going to sit there and talk about the whole Maurice Bernard thing, but I have a feeling that I won't because, well, there's Instagram, and Instagram always sits there and tells me when Maurice Bernard decides to do something that's, I don't have a good word for it. But when he decides to do something that I'm lost words with, feel compelled to sit there and talk about it. So with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank everyone for watching. I am so glad I'm off tomorrow because I still love doing my reviews and I'm going to do it regardless. But it's nice to know that I can sit there and do my reviews. Then I can just wake up and, well, go to sleep and not have to worry about waking up at 6 o'clock in the goddamn morning. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I will see you in the next video.